make it clean by running it through a semi-legit business. Carl coughed. But we should focus on the plan. Little T's info was damned specific. Too specific for him to be wrong without risking pissing me off. The raid's going to happen.
Is this strictly necessary? Zaena asked.
That's hard to say. I'm not excited about this, if that's what you're asking. But what are you getting at?
The Overlords weren't the only organization I wounded during the showdown, Zaena explained. Are we sure these gangs won't kill each other off given enough time? 2 recent films I watched convinced me of the potential viability of such a strategy, despite the lack of colorful nicknames among these criminals. What's the saying? There's no honor among thieves.
Carl chuckled. It's not like gangsters are great guys, but if it were that simple, San Francisco would have been free of organized crime a long time ago.
Then I don't understand why you're not excited about this. I wish to minimize unnecessary violence, but you don't seem to share my concern about that.
Your vigilante act is what's bothering me, Carl offered.
Isn't my war against the gangs already a vigilante act? Zaena complained. One you've encouraged since you've been aware of my magic? I find it odd that you now object to me operating outside of official channels.
Carl grunted. Targeting gangs is one thing, but you shouldn't be wandering around beating up random criminals in the street.
Zaena squinted as bright headlights blinded her for a moment and blasted into the air to avoid the delivery truck turning into the alley at far too fast a speed. Hovering over it, she watched as it passed out of the alley, then released the spell and dropped back to the ground. Bold wickedness must be punished, she answered. That much is obvious, regardless if one is a human or an elf.
Too much action can mess up our bigger plans, Carl replied. You running around doing something other than taking on the gangs is keeping the Crimson Wind name spreading around the rumor mill. I'm not saying it's wrong to have done what you've done. However, we need to think about how you can best help the city. And that's by taking down the big gangs and organizations. We should have kept a low profile after what you did at the warehouse, especially now that the DIA is looking into things.
Zaena laughed. Isn't that less reason to show restraint? If your government thought me a threat, they would have challenged me publicly or sent assassins.
You really don't get how the alphabet agencies work, Carl replied. They're all about indirect plays.
Zaena considered his words carefully before replying. Are you saying I'm an enemy of the state, such as in the eponymous Willard Smith film?
Willard Smith? Carl chuckled. Who the hell? Oh, I get it. No one calls him that. He's Will Smith. And no, I don't think you're an enemy of the state yet. Us helping out those agents shows we're kind of on the same side. But the government fears what it can't control and understand. And those guys didn't look like they were going to write off what they saw as weird robots.
Zaena scoffed. It doesn't matter. I'm an ally of justice, and I'm surprised to hear you complain about me taking down criminals and ne'er-do-wells preying on innocents.
It's not like I'm exactly sad you're saving people and stopping crimes, Carl explained. But you still don't know this city well enough to not potentially stir up more trouble. It was different when no one had heard of you. But a lot of people are looking for you now. You need me to help you. That way we make sure people are saved, but we're not messing things up more.
But this is the first time in days you've been available, Zaena complained. If I were able to concentrate more on the greater targets, I wouldn't need to worry as much about dispensing lower-level justice.
Carl sucked in a breath. I wasn't trying to ghost you. Mally's got people on me most of the time. There's only so much I can do without leading him right to you. I can't risk doing a lot right now, let alone moving or living with you and Grace until the department's not so up my ass.
But what about your friend the captain? Zaena asked.
There's only so much he can do, but I'm going to talk to him soon and feel him out. The problem is my name keeps popping up in connection with the Crimson Wind. Everyone might not believe you have magic, but there were enough witnesses to confirm you're powerful. There's only so long Gary's going to look the other way, especially since I was originally working for him when I started investigating you. The external lights of the jewelry shop dimmed.